What's up, y'all? Got you another little video today on a little pistol that kind of brings out several different opinions. It's kind of like a high point, to be honest with you. There's some people that love these guns or claim to love them. Some people like them. Some people that absolutely hate them. But as you can see, we're talking about the Sky CPX2 9mm. This gun is actually my wife's gun. We've had this thing for probably 2.5, maybe 3 years even. Bought it back as one of her first carry guns. She absolutely loved the colors on it. As you can see, it's got the silver slide upper on it and got the pink lower. So she absolutely had to have a fancy, pretty colored gun. And I tried to talk her out of it. And as you see, you see how well that worked because the gun's sitting here. But I just wanted to give you my opinions on this gun. It's been out forever, so this ain't nothing new, but I've heard a lot of opinions on the hate side of it, on the love side of it, and I thought I'd talk about it a little bit. I actually mentioned this in one of my earlier videos about an option for somebody who's looking for a real budget pistol and just don't have a lot of money to spend. That's something that I don't know that I'd recommend or necessarily recommend it, but it does what it's supposed to do. It just don't, in my opinion, it don't do it all that great. So again, Sky CPX2 9mm. Again, we bought this back about 3 years ago. We paid $199 for the gun at the time, which in my opinion, the price of this gun is the best positive about it. It's a low price gun. And it does run. It runs no problem. It's just not the most comfortable thing at running. But like I say, we paid $199 for it, and then at the time there was a $25 rebate, so we come out on this gun for $175. So if you're on an extreme budget, you can't really go wrong with $175. The only other thing in that price range is going to be a High Point, and I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is well, I've never owned a High Point, so I can't say it's better. But form factor, I'd probably rather have this than a High Point. It's a smaller gun. Like I say, the positives on it, the price is going to be a positive. It is made in the USA, so that's a big thing with a lot of people. It's got decent capacity on it. It came with 2 magazines, 10-round magazines, plus you can get one in the chamber. Y'all can see the gun is clear here. So you got a 11-round capacity on it, and an extra 10-round magazine. Come with 2 mags, like I say, come with the flat floor plates and the little pinky extended floor plates. It's got decent sights on it, nice metal 3-dot sights on it, so no problem there. And it does shoot. It shoots like it's supposed to shoot. I mean, I don't have any problem with the accuracy out of it or function. Never have out of this gun. The downsides on the gun are the ergonomics, man. The ergonomics for me are absolutely terrible. They're absolutely terrible. The grip is really fat this way, really skinny this way. If you got any kind of size hand, unless you got just little baby hands, this gun is going to feel awful in your hands, man. It's going to feel terrible if you've got big hands. The trigger guard undercut is basically non-existent, and if you got big hands, they wrap around so far your knuckles grinding up here on the bottom of the trigger guard the way it comes down like that. This weird shaped grip, it just feels awful. And one of the main ergonomic problems is this slide lock. This slide lock sticks out so far. I mean, it is absolutely huge, that slide lock. And if you get a good purchase on your gun and ride the slide high like you really should to get good control, you can see my thumb wants to rest right on that slide lock. And this little gun's actually got so much recoil to it that it just gouges my thumb, man. It just really tears my thumb up. Because again, it's got some snappy recoil for what it is. The next thing that's a big downside to this gun is the trigger. Now, it's again, the gun's clear. It's a double action only trigger, and it's an extremely heavy pull. That's not the really downside though, because there's kits you can get, and this one I already did. I put an M-Carbo spring kit in it, and it cut the trigger pull weight on this gun in half. Now, it's still heavy, don't get me wrong, and I'll show you on the pull gauge here in a minute. Actually, let me go on and show you on the pull gauge what the pull weight on this thing actually is. So this is, from what I'm understanding, this is about 50% less of the original. I can't really tell you what the original was, but let's see what this is. Got 5.3. We'll do about 4 or 5 pulls on it. 5.28. It's definitely consistent with this spring kit now. 4.12. 4.9, 4.0, and 5.6. So 5 pound average on that is about 4 pounds 12 ounces, might well say. So close to 5 pounds, as you can see. 4 pounds 11.8 ounces. That's a 5-pull average, and like I say, that's half of what the stock was. So this trigger literally feels like a heavy revolver type trigger from the factory. So there you go, still basically a 5 pound trigger, and that's 50% off the stock weight. So it's a very heavy trigger, but that's not really the main problem. So I can shoot good with a double action trigger. Some people, when you talk about the trigger, well, oh, you just can't shoot a double action trigger. It's not that. It's not that. Like I say, some people might really actually genuinely love this gun. Now, some people's going to probably get all hurt because I'm saying this right here, but I think some people defend this gun because they spent the money on it and they want it to be good. Now, like I say, some people may genuinely like this gun. Who am I to say? But I got a feeling not as many people are fans of this gun as they would like you to think. But anyway, the heavy trigger pull is not the biggest thing. Again, we're clear. The heavy trigger pull, like right now, it's a fine as far as the weight. I mean, like I say, I actually shoot some guns better with the double action. The problem on this gun is the reset, and there's nothing that can really be done about this reset. It's going to be hard to demonstrate this on camera, but I'm going to pull it, and I want you to see something. Look how far I can come out, and it's still not reset. Now, let's see if you can hear the click. Did you see that? I literally have to touch my finger to the front there. Then it's got a little take up and you coming again. Now look at that. Look how far out that reset is, man. My finger is touching that and boom, it finally reset. That's the big problem with this trigger. It ain't the weight. It's the reset on this trigger is absolutely horrible, and that's the way it is. That's not broken or malfunctioning. That's the reset on this firearm, man. Look how far out that is. And the big problem with that is if like you having to take fast follow-up shots, you're going to short stroke that trigger. I can promise you. I can promise you, you are going to short stroke it. You have to let your finger touch the front of that trigger guard to get the reset on that trigger. I mean, you see, I'm having to slap my finger on the front of that trigger guard to get that reset. If I just wanted to do like a normal gun, I'd be right there, and none of those shots would be going. None of them. None of those. I have to come all the way out. That's the big problem with this gun. That's the huge problem with this gun, in my opinion, is the reset on this trigger. You can deal with the weight of it, even stock, you can deal with it. It ain't pleasant, but you can deal with it. But that reset, that's awful. That's absolutely awful. But other than that, the gun functions fine. It does what it's supposed to do. It shoots, it's accurate, and it functions. But it just feels absolutely terrible in your hands. It's got too much recoil for what it is. And for it to be geared with this price point, I feel like it's geared towards newer shooters, and especially with the colors towards female shooters, and that's terrible. To give them something that's snappy, that's got awful ergonomics, and a trigger like that, that's just not. I don't think it's hitting its target market with the way this gun is built. But like I say, that's a few of the things I don't like about it. I don't actually hate the gun. Sometimes I say I got a hate-hate relationship. I don't necessarily hate the gun, but it definitely wouldn't be my choice. If you're on an extreme budget, I don't know what these things running now, but for 175 bucks, I mean, it ain't garbage by any means. Like I say, it's American made. It's got a lifetime warranty on it, which I've never had to use, but lifetime supposed to be unconditional, no questions asked warranty, made in the USA. So you take that for what it's worth. But that's some of the downfalls for me of this gun, and like I say, there's a few positives on it now. The capacity on it's good, the sights are decent, it shoots perfectly fine, but other than that, the ergonomics, to me, in my opinion, on this gun are absolutely atrocious. But anyway, let's get it out to the range. Enough chit-chatting and me talking about it. I'll get it out to the range and show you that it does function perfectly fine, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright, y'all, here we go with my arch nemesis, if you want to call it, man, the Sky CPX2. Let's see what we can do. I got almost a hate relationship with this gun. I shouldn't say I don't hate it, but like I've said before, the main issue for me is if you see where I would want to grip this gun naturally, it would be way up there, and that thing is just gouging right into the side of my thumb. So I have to get my grip down, and it gets a little funky. But let's see what she does. It usually runs out fine, so I don't expect any different today. But let's see what it got. So I will say it's got some nice sights on it, real easy to pick up 3-dot sights. So let's get at it. Enough chit chatting. I think that was it. No, this has got 10. That was it. So I mean, as you can see, it ain't me complaining just because I can't shoot the gun. You hear that a lot when people complain about these triggers and complain about the guns. It ain't that I can't shoot this gun. It's just very uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable gun, and for it to be marketed towards more of a beginner shooter or a female shooter, even because of the colors, I think they built this gun completely wrong to be marketed towards who it's marketed towards, because my wife, she hates this gun. She loves the color on it, of course, but she hates the gun. It's got a lot more recoil than what it should for who it's geared towards. It's uncomfortable to hold. The shape of this grip, how wide it is this way and skinny this way, is really awkward. That slide release, I don't mean to complain and dog about this gun, because as you can see, it shoots perfectly fine. But I've already talked about some of the shortcomings in the video, so I won't go into that. But let's put another mag through it. I mean, as you can see, I can shoot the gun. It ain't a matter that I can't shoot the gun is why I say I don't like it. I just don't like the feel of the gun. It's just not a comfortable gun to shoot. And I say that, I try to get fast with it, now I'm pulling them low, but that's another thing. It's hard to fast fire this gun because of that super long reset. It's really tough to fast fire this gun. It's awkward. I guess that's the best way to say it. I mean, you can see I can knock the 15-yarder. I mean, I can stretch it on out there a little further probably, even if I wanted to, but I ain't gonna put a lot of rounds through this gun. But I mean, that as you can see, the gun functions fine. I just mainly wanted to show you that the gun functions perfectly fine. It shoots good. You take your time. I rushed a little there on that second when you see I pulled a few shots. That was me, I'll be honest with you. But it shoots fine. I mean, it's a fine shooting gun. All right, y'all, we're wrapping this one up. Like I said, I ain't gonna put too many rounds. We've shot this gun a lot. It's been sitting in the safe for months and months and not had a shot through it though. But it shoots fine, as you can see. This function ain't the problem with it. It's more form. Form is the problem for me. It's not that and if you're on a real extreme budget and you need your gun, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't persuade you away from buying this gun. What I would say maybe is if you can hold out and get you another $100, another $150, there's better options out there in my opinion. But I mean, if this is your budget and you like the gun, some people may like the feel of the gun. Hey, more power to you, man. I'll never talk you out of buying any gun as long as it functions. But anyway, there you go, the Sky CPX2, man. Just wanted to give y'all a little look at it. I know a lot of people talk about these guns, and if you talk about the shortcomings of some of these guns, some people get a little hurt feelings and they want to try to blame me. You just can't shoot the gun. You just can't shoot it. I mean, as you can see, I can shoot the gun. It ain't that. There's some things I don't like about it. But anyway, if y'all enjoyed the video, man, hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Do you have this little gun? What do you think about it? You like it? You love it? You think it's so-so? Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see y'all next time.